Woo, yeah! Oh, yeah! Woohoo! That's right. Welcome back to Fantasy Sports Addicts Anonymous. My name is Tom.
Hi, Tom.
I'm a fantasy sports addict.
Woo! My name is Ryan.
Howdy, Ryan.
And I, too, am a fantasy sports addict.
Oh, you sick man.
You're Cheers, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Woo! Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Love it. So yeah. It's fantasy basketball season if you haven't noticed. I know we've been talking about it for a few weeks now, right?
Yep. It definitely is.
But it's really fantasy basketball season. I mean, it starts in less than a week, okay? It starts next Tuesday. We are like up to our eyeballs in drafts right now. But first, let's take a minute, remind everybody this podcast is sponsored by Cyclops Vapors and the delicious Santan Brewing.
Blue Juice. Hop Shock IPA.
You're doing a Hop Shock?
I am doing a Hop Shock.
Okay, I'm doing a Moon Juice.
I also got some Mr. Pineapple in there too.
Nice. Delicious beer. If you ever get a chance to order some, if you live in one of the states where they'll ship it to you, definitely try a little Santan Brewing. Also, again, if you chooch on the vape, Cyclops Vape, don't forget them.
All right.
Sonic.
Anyway,
all right. So let's get into the news. We don't have any shout outs this week. We don't have any shout outs. Normally we do. You can get a shout out if you buy one of our t-shirts on Amazon. If you need a link to that, just ask. But you can do that. You can leave an iTunes review for the podcast. We always love that, especially that. We need that.
Absolutely. Please and thank you.
Good or bad. And also, right? What's the other way? There's three.
Hit the donate button.
Oh, God. It's so nice when somebody hits that donate button, buys us a beer. Thank you. Cheers. All right. So news. Guys.
Drafts.
I've got awesome news. All right. The leagues, the FSAA leagues, the drafts are set. I already posted a video about it, but are we moving the times? Are we changing anything?
I was just going to ask you if we were going to push them to coincide with the start of the football games.
I say no, because we still need to leave ourselves a little breathing room for the chance that we do the experts draft.
What's this experts draft you speak of?
Well, we were going to talk about that. We were going to talk about how we owe the experts either a rebuttal, a smack talk, or an apology. All of these experts in some capacity, either angry at us, whatever. They want to play. They want to play for money. Okay, we're pissed. They canceled the league. We did a mock draft last year with them. They got rid of the league. It was like an awesome draft. Blah blah blah. We want to play with Roto Kyle. We want to play with Josh Lloyd. We want to play with Seth the Sportsman, and of course Jordan from Dino B-Ball. Right?
Absolutely. Yeah, we've done lots of mock drafts with these. We've been in a few leagues with them, but not just all together. So with me and you, that makes 6 of us.
Right. And so that's what we're going to do is everybody can invite a friend.
Not just a friend, maybe a frenemy or a rival, just a manager that you think is the best manager you can play with.
So we need to leave room for this. We're bringing J Money and JD Smooth. Or wait, did I screw that up? Yeah, I did. I'm totally just, dude.
J Money Smooth and JD Balla.
I think I'm losing my mind, dude. I don't know if it's this balloon thing in my fucking face, my dildo face. I've been doing that a lot where I'm mixing up words lately. I gotta get checked out. I think I'm losing my shit entirely. Fuck.
There you go.
I've got early onset dementia. Okay, so yeah, all right. So JD Balla and J Money Smooth. Jesus God, how did that happen?
If this league happens, we want you guys in it.
This is going to be a good $50 buy-in, but we're going to addicts are going to represent. There's going to be 4 of us, and
our home turf, our home leagues, no crazy ass wonky settings, no 30 team reverse snake draft where you got to draft one player from every league, or a league where you draft and forget about it.
No way. We're going to show these experts a thing or two. We're going to show them Fell through
So,
my table.
Tom,
Yeah.
make the video, do the call out. If you got to do a little song and dance or some shit talking, like, let's just try to make this league happen because, I mean, that's the whole point about this FSAA community or us doing this Fantasy Sports Addicts channels. We trying to build that community and just get in the best goddamn leagues possible.
Yes, we
And
do.
so, honestly, I can't think of a better league than to have me and you, four other like experts who we respect in the fantasy community, plus the best manager that they know, like
Right.
on Yahoo, 12 team auction redraft. Let's just fucking do it.
I'm very excited about it. I just hope it's not too late. Like, we didn't bring it up. We were supposed to do this sooner. Oh my God. If we can't get these experts in a last minute fucking $50 buy-in draft, I'm going to be
winner takes all.
Oh, winner takes all. That's got to get them excited. It's got to moisten their panties a bit, right?
I would hope so.
I would hope so. Jesus.
I mean, yes, we should have done this earlier, but we're addicts, not experts, as we always say, and we can give you a laundry list of excuses, but again, we're addicts.
We are addicts. We're not experts. But that's why we want to get these experts into our league, and so we can play in a kick-ass league.
But we do have a lot of kick-ass leagues coming up. And first of all, before we get going, yeah, we're drafting all weekend. That's just the news. Like this Saturday, Sunday, we're going to be live all day and just drafting because we pushed all of our like important leagues to like pretty much as late as possible. Just because, right, you don't want to draft early. Like we talked about the rankings and all that shit. It doesn't matter. Like right before the goddamn season starts.
Oh, yeah. I mean, all right, it's like a 2-day festival. It's like our Woodstock, basically, of drafting. Again, we're going to be covered in mud and nobody's going to take a shower. And
all right, so we got lots of draft. The first draft we have is the auction head-to-head dynasty.
Okay.
Like we just had to have that one first. Like
that's Saturday afternoon.
That is Saturday afternoon.
Saturday evening.
Depending on where you're at.
Well, yeah, that's obviously your time zone.
And then after that draft, again, this is a 14-team auction draft that's 15-man deep or rosters, and it's just going to be a fucking bloodbath shitstorm. Oh, my fucking Lord. Are you kidding me?
That's going to be a Sharknado. And speaking of Sharknado, we got to go over the draft settings in a bit. Don't let me forget about that. We'll come back to it. Okay. But after that auction dynasty, again, it's the first year of the dynasty, but we have our home dynasty leagues, which are yours is in its 7th or 8th year, I believe, and it wasn't even originally yours. That's how long it's been going on. But you've inherited it, so like that's the kind of dynasty league we play in, where they're like it's not even the same commissioner. It's like inherited, it's passed down.
It was that good of a league, low turnover. Like, yeah, there's a few ass clowns in it, a bunch of Europeans, and like not the best at communicating, but like it's still a pretty goddamn good league.
It was my first dynasty basketball league actually, but prior to that I was a little nervous, and then you got me into your league, and I was like, yay! But then I saw my team, and I was like, oh, whatever. That's why you rebuild.
We'll get into that when we're actually drafting it.
Well, that's the whole point of this. Like, we do these 5-round redrafts, right, for our home leagues, and it's like non-snake.
Keep 10, drop 5. You keep your starters and drop your bench. There's still some tough turnovers to make, trades to consolidate, lots of strategy that goes into it.
Good
picks
stuff.
Being traded.
Right. All kinds of things happening. It's a great setup, both of our dynasty and the new dynasty, even though it's 14 managers, it's set up in the exact same fashion.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right. It was a perfect formula. Keep 10, drop 5. Good. So we've got our 5 rounds of redraft. We're going to be doing that Saturday night because Saturday night's all right for fighting. And I'm sure there's going to be some fisticuffs at these dynasty drafts.
Oh, man. Honestly, I haven't been this excited for a draft, and I don't know if ever, honestly, because all these managers in it are fucking great goddamn managers. They're addicts. Like auction, head-to-head, dynasty, fresh dynasty with a fucking bunch of really good managers.
I don't even know. I don't know what I'm doing in that league. I think I'm going to throw every strategy I've ever had out the window and just roll with whatever's happening in the draft. You know what I mean?
It's going to be brutal. J Money, he's asking when the keepers are due. They're due Friday night, Saturday morning. So midnight from Friday to Saturday.
So basically it's midnight our time, Friday night, which is actually early Saturday morning, the start of Saturday morning.
You got to find out what we're doing with this trade. I got other offers for Fournier. So
let's not throw in personal trades right at this moment. This is the news.
I can't help it.
We're talking about the news.
I know this is news. It's trade talk. I can't help it. I got J Money here.
Let's focus. We can get to that in the Q&A section. Okay. All right. We'll get to that in the Q&A. But Sunday, we haven't even covered Sunday yet. For Christ's sake, let's get to Sunday. All right. Sunday, it's going all day. This is like. I mean, we're going to have to cater this affair. Like, literally have food delivered to your house. Don't even bother. Remember that South Park episode where they get all fat and play work? Mom! You know, and they toilet, bathroom. You know? I mean, you just don't even leave your computer or your mobile device. You're just drafting all day.
Yeah, that's going to be Sunday for sure.
So, which is the order? Are we doing the roto auction first or the head-to-head snake first?
Head-to-head snake first, then roto auction.
Okay, both of these will be fairly long drafts. Again, 14 teams. Not deep rosters, but still deeper. So, again, most of these are 14 by 15.
Yes.
So, again, the auction portion of this will be very... We almost maybe should switch the order of those drafts. Just to accommodate, make sure you have enough time to get into your money league, because this, like we said, this goes all day. This is a money league. None of us are in, not the rest of us. Ryan will be showing us a $100 buy-in money league. It's a friends and family league that he's had good luck in. And that'll just be mostly a hangout. We're not going to do it as like a draft tutorial type of thing, especially at that late.
It's going to be Sunday night. We got fucking Cardinals, Seahawks on. Woo! Go Cardinals!
Yeah! Hell of a game. So we're going to it's just going to be an all-out hangout. You know, Tris is going to be there, probably like wearing a lampshade on his head. And hopefully James is taking a shit, drinking some Captain. And so we're going to have people that are like baseball fans only. Like, they'll just be hanging out. We're going to talk all kinds of shit. So that's the news. Just all day Sunday. Plan on live streams. We'll probably be just completely baracho and handicapped by the end of the day.
Oh, guaranteed.
I mean, like, you'll be vomiting. I won't be able to stand up. I'll probably just fall asleep on the floor.
Well, that's why the first draft we're doing of the whole weekend is the auction dynasty.
Yeah, we can't be like,
we can't say. I mean, I'm saving my $100 league for last, so that's going to be rough. But maybe my DUI comes into play.
Drafting under the influence. If you haven't seen that video, check it out. It's hilarious. But yeah, at worst, again, this is your brother-in-law's league, so maybe you're like blacked out on the floor. We're still going live stream. Grace.
I just give away my account in the FSAA community, draft my team when I wake up. Like, hey.
Screen share. The addicts will help draft while you're like blacked out on the floor.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
So it's going to be a good Sunday. I mean, again, skip church, cancel your plans, no family barbecues and all that.
Watch football and draft. If you get in your own leagues, join the chat. Like,
yeah,
whatever.
Go nuts.
Now, speaking of drafting and these two auction leagues that we got into a little bit of a heated argument this morning.
That's not heated.
No, especially for us. For some people, that might be heated, but that was just...
Yeah, we were shouting. Yeah, just because we shouted at each other and I swore at you a few times doesn't mean it was heated. That was just like yelling over each other.
It was excitable. I don't know. I mean, heated's not the right word, but we were talking about, since, you know, normally with the auction leagues, Yahoo, the standard budget is $200.
Right.
But
so if you're doing, let's break that down.
Okay, Tom, break it down.
A standard 12-team auction, which is standard, 12 teams. Your standard budget is $200 per team, okay? And in a standard league, each team drafts 13 players. So just keep that in mind while we discuss this, okay?
Okay.
All right. So keep going, Ryan. You were saying something.
Well, I forgot what I was saying. I was trying to chat, actually.
Okay, so we got into this discussion about what's appropriate for a 14-team dynasty or otherwise auction. It's 14. All right, yes. All right, so 14 teams is different than your standard 12-team league. And also 15 players being drafted is different than the 13 players being drafted in a standard setup.
Correct. So the $200 doesn't quite add up or equal out.
No, I don't feel like it does. And I kind of got concerned about this. I got, you know me, I'm ADD, my train of thought wanders. I was writing my fantasy playoffs article, and all of a sudden I got bored with that, and I started doing math, which you know I can't do. And literally, like, I think I broke my brain. Like, I think there was, like, steam coming out of my ears, and I don't do math well. But because it was sports, somehow I came up with all these formulas, and, like, it was, like, just it's crazy. I felt, what's that movie? Beautiful Mind?
Okay.
Yeah, my mind went beautiful yesterday, all of a sudden. With the help of a calculator, of course.
Well, see, you used a calculator, blew up your mind. The other podcast, I just pulled the numbers out of my ass and, like, had what you came up with.
I suppose. But the idea was, all right, so let's take this budget. All right, so in a standard league, 12 teams have $200. That's a total league budget of $2,400. And each of these 12 teams drafts 13 players. That's 156 players. So if we average that out, we break it down, do a little division, divide whatever the 2,400 and 156 is. That's about $15.40 per player. So if you think that's the average standard budget, $15.40 or roughly $15 per player. If you extrapolate that to a league where 210 players are drafted, like ours will be, we need a larger budget for these teams.
Correct.
So the math would come out to, if we were doing the $15.40 value, that would be a $231 budget, which you'd probably round down to $230 just out of simplicity.
Right.
So $230 per team in a 14-team auction. Or if you just do the flat 15, it's $225. And I think because of the especially the dynasty, where you were saying, okay, well now Karl Anthony Towns is going to go for $100 in this draft.
Yes. Karl
Anthony Towns is already going for $100 in any auction dynasty. In this league, are you kidding me? He's still going for $100. That's what's going to happen. It'll be Bronson.
But then next player is going to go for that much more. And the dollar players are still going to the dollar players. Like Corey is saying, the 13th guy isn't going to go for $15. He's going to go for $1. So you just keep the math the way it is. Keep the, projected draft value and how much they're projected to go for. And you just basically throw on 2 more dollar players.
See, I feel like this slows down the draft.
No, I think you're wrong there, where adding more money is obviously going to slow down the draft even more.
See, I feel like, all right, I see what you're saying, but I also disagree for the exact same reasons. Like, I would rather, instead of us all just sitting there, do we really want this awesome dynasty draft to, boil down to a non-snake? So basically, you're better off if, automatically, just because you're randomly selected to nominate first, because it's non-snake when everybody's down to dollar players, automatically, you're doing better than everyone. Just that, I don't see the fair. So if there's still money left in the pot and people can bid, that's more exciting and a little more fair than just okay, well, so-and-so got Embiid for $1 or $2, or you know what I mean? Because everybody shot their wad getting first and second round players. You know what I mean? I don't want to sit there in non-snake mode for 3 hours.
I
So
don't
if
see.
there's still bidding going on, like, yeah, it causes a little bit of inflation maybe for player values. I still don't even see it that way, though. Because, again, we have more mouths to feed. You know? So
I mean, so we want to put this to the vote. I say absolutely not. Just, I mean, I use the example, like, again, all the auction drafts you've been in, how many of them have you been in that haven't been $200?
several. I mean, they're all custom drafts, though. I've been in some where there's like not enough money, and some where it's like Monopoly money.
Percentage wise, would you even say 5 out of 100?
Yeah. Yeah.
Plus or minus what, 2%?
All right, maybe. All right, yeah. It's not a lot. All right, it's not a lot, but that's because we do mostly like standard sized auctions, you know? Standard auction settings. I mean, we either do a standard public auction, or when we do our own auctions, they're normally pretty standard.
My vote is strong stance of keeping it at 200 and just not overcomplicating things. Because again, you even said you've been in more auction leagues than I have.
I have.
I've been in a shit ton. I mean, yes, we got great managers and addicts in those leagues. But what makes you think they've ever been in an auction draft, much less an auction draft where the values are different?
I don't know. Why does that matter? Now they are. So welcome to the show.
Keep it simple, stupid.
I feel like standard, but like if you follow the math formula that's established with a standard league and extrapolate the 14 teams with a 15-player setup, the budget would be $225 or $230.
And I'm telling you, the only thing that's going to change is James Harden going for $20 over value.
I don't think so. I really don't, because I feel like a lot of these guys are going to go over value anyways. It's a dynasty draft. We've seen this. We've done this before. We've done this with baseball. We've seen it. These guys still will get like.
Give everybody fucking $30 more. They're going to spend it in the first 3 rounds. Corey's even saying all it does is change $1 players to $3 players, and I guarantee you it's going to add 45 minutes to the draft.
Yeah, I feel like that would make the draft go faster because there's still going to be somebody waiting, like, because it's not like we're all going to be at dollar players. The draft, it's just going to go boom, boom, boom.
That's when the drafts go fast. The less money is.
Yeah, but that's not going to happen. There's still going to be somebody who forgot to spend money, who's sitting there hoarding cash.
And then eventually he's going to buy 5 players in a row and leave the draft.
All right, I'm just saying, I'd rather, instead of just sitting there letting it non-snake, I'd rather have money to gamble with, you know?
Okay, I disagree. We'll put it to the vote now.
That's all I'm saying. We have to put it to a vote because you were so militant about it. I was like, whoa.
That's because I believe
it's not just your league. It's not your league. This is the Addicts League, right? It's our league. We're co-commissioning. Like, you have one stance, I have another stance. The only thing we can do is open it up to the vote. You know? And I mean, I don't know that there's a wrong answer either way, but I feel like it makes sense to follow the formula. And I don't know if I'm wrong. I mean, maybe it's 215 or 220. I just feel like there should be a little bit more money added on. And like 225 seemed reasonable. Like if you just go with the flat.
Let us know. Maybe I'll post the question on Reddit and see what Reddit says.
That's probably a good idea. That's fair.
I mean, for me, I just like keeping it the way it is and adding a couple more dollar players at the end of the draft.
All right, I don't feel like this is complicating anything though. It's just $25 more. All right, that's my thought. But I don't know. I mean, that's not like
Rice is saying maybe 210. He thinks 200 just makes it easier, and I agree.
All right. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Let's put it to a vote. The people I talked to yesterday were saying, like, they were saying it should have been a higher budget, even than, like, I expected that it would be more money than 230. I honestly did. That's why I did the math. And when I saw that it was 225, 230, I was like, well, that seems very reasonable. Like, because it's not that much more money.
No, it's not. If we do it, it's not like I'm going to shit a brick. Like, whatever. I'm just going to spend more for players I want.
Right, which I think is good. I don't know. You just got so militant about it, though.
That's just because that's how strongly I believe about it. Like, this isn't, I mean, again, the keep it simple, stupid. I think,
This isn't complicating.
People try to get cute, and it's just like, the Yahoo is going to show us what their projected values is going to go at, and you kind of have an idea what to go off of. And
well, this is what I was telling you is that Yahoo. Remember when they did away with the original rankings of the O ranks or whatever the fuck they call it?
I went to your What's New page, and you're full of shit.
No, X rank is flexible. It's based on your league settings. Read it. It's right there on the fucking...
Show me the proof. I'm on the basketball Yahoo features What's New, and there's not a single goddamn mention of X rankings and customization based on dollar values.
All right. Well, hold on. Let me pull it up.
No, we're not getting into that now. We don't have time.
I was gonna say go to a question because we got to do some Q&A. I want to talk some basketball questions. We've been reading Reddit and answering questions and
like I was saying earlier, this was heated.
Yeah.
Again, I just feel strongly that fuck it, let's just do 200. It's what we know.
You're the one adding heat, by the way. I just ran some numbers. And ran it by a few other addicts, and
I ran the same numbers. And the addicts that you ran it by are the most insane addicts where they just do crazy stats and leagues as it is.
Wait a minute. Hang on. Wait a minute. No. All right, it's not letting me. All right, wait. All right, so I almost just joined a new league on my main account.
That wouldn't have been good.
Well, no, I'm full already. It doesn't look like it's letting me join. I was getting excited because maybe Yahoo lets us draft more than 8 teams now. That's all. That was my wait a minute. All right, so let me go to the basketball. What's new? All right, sorry, I didn't mean to cut. I was just all oh my god, I can do more than 8 teams.
Wait a minute. Oh, I almost joined a league. Good thing you didn't. Okay. Anyways, Tom, we're not going down this rabbit hole where you're going to be looking for an article online for fucking 20 minutes until we're over.
For an article online. Good God.
All right, so let's get into some Q&As.
Okay, custom ranks right here. Player ranks are now based on your league settings. It says it right there.
Okay, hold up. I got to grab another beer.
Ryan needs another beer. We got some Q&A. I want to get to this one because I thought this was a nice question. I thought I'll have to pull it up.
Sorry, Ryan, this is what we do when we podcast. We go off on tangents and get angry at each other for nothing,
and then start drinking to calm our anger. You gotta calm your nerves, Ryan. Have a drink.
Woo!
All right, pull up the YouTube question, would you? Oh, you do that? Is that cool?
Yeah, I already got it here.
Okay.
This is the most recent question that we actually got. It's bugles for Fizzle or for Lizzle.
Lizzie, I think.
Lizzie.
Bugles for Lizzie. Bugles for Lizzie. Okay.
All right. This is this person's team. They drafted in a 12-man, $50 Yahoo headed snake. Do we think it will fare well? It was the first draft ever on the basketball thing, so I'm not sure what to expect from my team.
So this is his first basketball or her first basketball draft?
Right.
Okay.
So this is a real beginner question. Again, we don't only have addicts on our channel.
Right.
And I don't necessarily like doing these rank my teams, but this one's we'll do it.
I don't mind it.
All right.
Commenting on somebody's team.
All right. So Lowry, Batum, Booker, Kawhi, Aldridge, Fareed, Dirk, Bogut, George Hill, D. Rose, Winslow, Bogdanovich, Cauley Stein, Waiters, and Afalo.
Some of that I really like, some of that I really hate.
The bench is shit. Derrick Rose, fuck him.
There's still some okay stuff on the bench.
Well, again, I think their starters actually fit really well together. It's almost like a punt field goal percentage team and go for, I like actually the core of the team.
Right.
I mean,
right.
Free throw percentage, field goal percentage, no. Turnovers, they're actually pretty good at.
Right.
I mean, Derrick Rose, I hate. I love Justice Winslow.
Yeah.
I made a comment, or I tried to, but it didn't let me. Again, that's a great core, just
Make trades.
Be active so
Make
you
a
can
few
be
moves,
competitive. Like your bench players, like you got like 5 flexible roster spots, if you ask me. So pick up the hot ads and just be active, and then you'll be competitive. And for your first draft ever, that's a pretty solid team. Like I think they did a good job playing rankings, and I don't know how the hell they ended up with Booker.
Yeah, getting Booker was nice. I mean, it sounds like they kind of reached for Booker maybe or something, but like the Booker. All right, what was it again? Batum, Booker.
Lowry, Batum, Booker, Kawhi, Aldridge, Fareed, Dirk, Bogut, Hill, Rose, and then bench.
Okay. I mean, the front court I don't totally love, but I don't hate it. It works well.
Well, I mean, Book and Aldridge go together. Fareed and Bogut, they don't necessarily take enough free throws to really hurt you there.
Yeah.
Nobody gets turnovers.
Yeah.
Except for Lowry, but I mean, assists, they're light in assists.
Yeah, but they could still make. There's moves that could be made. I mean, I don't know, like moves and pickups. There's as long as they're active, that's the main thing. That's not a terrible core. Without knowing the rest of the league's teams, though, it's hard to say.
Well,
But yeah, there's
obviously.
that team. As much as maybe there's players we don't love, it actually does have a fairly cohesive strategy.
Right.
So I mean, they all fit, which is weird. Like I don't love it, but it somehow fits. So it could be good.
Yeah. JT, wah, wah, wah.
Oh, yeah.
He just made a comment about taking Bledsoe last season, and he won't be rolling the dice again with the 3rd pick on him. If you don't know, Eric Bledsoe's in our do not draft list.
Absolutely. Well, hasn't he been for years now?
Well, no, actually, last year I thought he was going to be okay, and he was playing great, and then he got hurt again.
Right.
So after last year, absolutely, he's on our fucking do not touch list.
Can you imagine if the Suns had traded
Bledsoe for KP?
Yeah, with a pick that was Kristaps Porzingis, man, that'd be sweet.
But then we might not have ended up with Chris and Bender. We'll see.
We'll see. I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I mean, I like that I'm starting to be not wrong about Chris. You guys all like, oh, Marquise Chris. I'll take that one to the bank, bitches.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. More questions. Ooh, what was the one I saw? I can't think of it now. I thought of it and then I forgot about it. Or give me another question. Maybe I can think of it again.
All right. So I'm just actually gonna go over some Reddit questions and just kind of points of emphasis to talk about.
Right.
All right. There's this first one. There was actually 2 of them, kind of right at the same time.
Okay.
Draft strategy and punting and auction head to head without getting trapped. So the punting and auction kind of goes in lieu with this draft strategy.
Wait, so the idea is that you're going to punt in an auction draft?
Well, the one guy was talking more about auction draft, and the other guy was talking about draft strategy with actually punting in mind.
Okay. It wasn't the same question. Okay.
No, they're 2 questions, but they kind of work with each other.
Right. Okay.
So this user Smith Zach, draft strategy. My draft is tonight, and I'm not really sure on what kind of strategy I want to follow. I'm a big basketball fan and a big fantasy player, but I've never really been into fantasy basketball. This is my first league that anyone plans on taking seriously. Everyone else is in the league is in the same boat I'm in.
Okay.
And so he's been reading up on elite fantasy b-ball and a bunch of other shit, and he seems like punting is something he definitely wants to do. And he asked, what's the best category to punt? What's the easiest? Thanks so much.
Well, that's a question for you because I don't punt usually. If I'm punting, it was by accident.
Right. And so punting is obviously what I love to do, and I'll do it on multiple different ways. I mean, the easiest and most universal punting strategy is the free throw percentage where you get like Whiteside, Drummond, Jordan, Howard. like it's real easy to just only target players that have really bad free throw percentage.
Right. And then you're just slamming rebounds and blocks and
field goal percentage and turnovers.
Yeah.
I mean, so yeah, it is a useful strategy. The only problem with that is it's also the most common strategy, which goes back to the other
auction. Yeah.
The other question is auction, who's like, how do you not get trapped where players or other managers know what you're going and will either like bid you up because they know you want them or kind of go for it as well.
Well, I mean, that's the idea is you have to commit, right?
To me, the thing about getting trapped that I think he really talks about is a lot of these players are ranked quite a bit lower than they're drafted, and especially if you're doing punting strategy, you're willing to pay more for these players than what they're projected to go for either auction or snake.
Well, that's because other people are doing the same thing. Usually. Well,
exactly. But if most of the rankings are based off of roto, so a player like Whiteside or Drummond with their negative free throw percentage, that's going to kill you in a roto league.
Right.
But in a head-to-head league, that's only one category out of 8 or 9, depending on where you play. Exactly. You can still win a championship and punt 1 or 2 categories really easily. So in a head-to-head value, their value goes up a lot.
Right.
And
especially like so in auction though, I mean, you're not going to get away like even if their player value or their average draft value is something like $15, they're going to go for 20, 25.
Right. And I think that's what he means about getting trapped because
you can't avoid it then.
Well, usually in auctions, you're kind of saving your money to draft those players. And if there's 2 or 3 other managers in there that have the same strategy, it can get real ugly real fast, especially if you waited and like your plan B alternatives are already drafted.
Right.
So like you either just go into it and go head to head, which is why I like to think if you have that idea going into the draft,
you just set on it.
No, you actually nominate those players early and you flex and you make it known that yes, this is my strategy. These are the players that I'm going for, and you can try to bid me up, but they're worth more to my team than they are your team.
That's basically
you ended up taking James Harden. Like DeAndre Jordan does not fit your team, and if you're worth a salt as a manager, I'm going to pay more than you're willing to, even if you are bidding me up.
Right. And so out of fear of maybe getting your hand caught in the cookie jar, you're not going to even bother trying to bid that guy up.
And you might even let one of these players go and get their hand caught in the cookie jar, but you just make sure you get somebody else that fits to kind of fill it up.
Yeah. And that also teaches the other people in the league a lesson. Like, hey, you think you know what I'm doing, but like, don't fuck with me.
Like, especially if I know you're bidding me up because you know what I'm doing, and I look at your team, like, I can say fuck you because
I'll bid your shit up.
Well, I'll bid your shit up, or I'll let your hand get caught in the cookie jar, and then I'll get my next player that I want instead. And maybe even save them a few more dollars.
Well, then also, like, fuck your strategy up by getting you stuck with a player you probably didn't want. Right?
Right.
Like,
and another thing I'm going to say just about the whole punting strategy or auction, head to snake. If it's a 9-category league, you only got to win 5 of the categories. So it's not like you're drafting players specifically because they're negative in one specific category. You're just paying attention to the 5 categories that you want to win. I mean, it could be assists, turnovers, 3-pointers, field goal percentage.
It could be anything.
Yeah, just pay attention. Honestly, like, I'll tell you my favorite 5 categories to try to win. Field goal percentage, rebounds, blocks, steals, and turnovers.
Yeah. And it's sneaky, but all right, now see, here's the thing. When I do my well-rounded strategy, like, again, it's not sexy for a lot of people. A lot of people don't like what I do. And there's a lot of deficiencies with it. I'll admit to that. But the thing about it is that I'm prepared to do battle with anybody. So like, there's a good chance, even though you might be slamming certain statistics, like, all right, maybe I don't win those categories, even if I'm strong in those categories, but I'm sneaking in on those like, you know what I mean? Like maybe I'll match you in one.
No,
and the other ones you're
absolutely. The well-rounded team is like the anti-punting team because I'm giving you 4 categories right off of the bat.
Right.
So you just look at my team and target whatever my weakest stat is.
Yeah, your weakest of the 5, yeah.
Yeah, and then you make the corresponding, and maybe you can get 3-pointers from me. Maybe you can get steals or assists, depending on your team, your strengths, and my weaknesses.
Right. I mean,
the punting strategy isn't the best, and you're not necessarily going to win. But a really good punting team is hard to win, but it's not unbeatable.
No, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's like some of your punting strategy teams. I mean, again, I won a trophy with one of them last year, and it's just like a freight train. I mean, you beat everybody 5-4, 6-3, and like it's ugly, but it just gets the job done. And you're going against teams that look better than yours, but still, like, you just hammer them in the 5 categories, and like that's it. Lights
absolutely,
because
I got Biombo and Justice Winslow and Larry Nance Jr.
Right. There you go. All right, so next question. Give me some more.
All right.
I like questions. I was trying to drum some up on Twitter, but we haven't got any. Hey, send us some fucking questions, everybody out there in listener land.
And, I mean, again, I thought those were pretty good questions.
But yeah, they're good pairing, actually. I mean, because you like your punting strategies. I like auction, but we've seen so much now that.
Now, this is always a good one for a manager that is maybe new to being a commissioner. Maybe they're a fresh addict and they want to do some crazy league or just get tired of public leagues and they want to get a really good league.
Right.
So this is a commissioner veto question by Getting Buckets.
Really?
I always like these questions.
A veto question. Now, yes. Is this okay? All right, get into this because I love veto too.
Yeah, I knew you would.
Yeah.
Now we have 2 new managers this year, and a trade has been accepted. Mm-hmm. Rondo and DeAndre Jordan for Clay and Dirk. The guy trading away Clay and Dirk has KD, CP3 as well, and this seems like a massive ripoff and almost guarantees he will lose free throw percentage. Veto.
Why? Just because he's going to lose free throw percentage?
Honestly, I just read that question as I was going through and doing this. Like, that is so far from a goddamn veto question. Like, I don't even know what the hell he's doing on that.
Well, that's weird. I mean, that's like, so is he the commissioner and he's debating about vetoing it?
Yeah, he was asking if that was a veto-worthy trade.
I mean, it's not like, I don't know that I would make that trade. All right, so the guy is trying to get Rondo and Drummond, you said?
DeAndre Jordan.
And he's moving
Clay and Dirk.
Yeah, that's right down the fucking line. I mean, it's not like, I don't know if that's maybe the best move for his team, but it's not the commissioner's job to police that.
Without knowing the other teams, like, this could easily be a win-win. Like a punting team to like a roto-style team, and they just like switch the two, and like both ones like get exponentially stronger. Like, I'm sorry, that's a fucking dumb question.
Well, that's new manager, new commission.
Regardless of the question, like the question of commissioner and vetoing is a touchy subject.
Not for me.
Right. Okay. For us, basically, the only veto is
obvious
if it's collusion,
but it has to be like really obvious collusion,
or if it's just the integrity of the league. And honestly, I say if a fucking trade ends up having to be vetoed in a league you're in, the manager needs to be replaced.
Yeah. Well, the offending manager.
Right. Not necessarily both of them, but if you're in a league where someone trades fucking LeBron James for fucking Nurkic.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm sorry. Like, the draft was 2 weeks ago, and you traded a first-round player for a player you got in the 8th, 9th, 10th round. Like,
was it a dynasty league?
No, just standard redraft. I mean, we're not
Okay.
getting into it. It's just like, when is the fucking league worthy to fucking veto?
Right. Yeah. If it's obviously like just lopsided, stupid, like, yeah, I mean, especially in a redraft. I mean, that's the thing, especially we play so much Dynasty. I think we're jaded by that and the fact that we'll let almost anything slide. And I always find myself guilty of that in like standard leagues, like redraft leagues, where I'm just like, well, that seems fine. I don't know. But it's the Dynasty mind. Excuse me, my soul's coming out. It's the Dynasty mindset. Like, we'll hear both sides of the story. Before we hit veto, obviously, right? We're going to hear from both parties, and we're going to find out, like, all right, why do you want this trade? You know, like, we don't care who's.
If
We don't
even
care
came
who's.
into that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
like, but that's the thing is, you don't even want to like if you're running a league where there's like a good league, it won't even be there won't ever be a situation when it's like, should I veto this? Like, if you run a league that is good enough, like our addicts leagues, and again, if you want to get into one of those good leagues, fantasysportsaddicts.com is the place to do it. Right? But like our leagues, I don't even think we have to worry about vetoing a trade. I mean, like we just our managers are so good, and we know so many good managers at this point that it's like not even a question. Like,
It's constantly just like fucking pulling teeth to get trades done. Everybody's breaking each other's balls, and like it just has to be one of those trades where it's like, yes, this makes sense for both teams, and it's fucking straight down the goddamn line.
Right.
Okay. That's like really the only trades that like ever even go through in our leagues.
Well, yeah, it's sometimes it's tough, and sometimes it's not. It just depends on the scenario. But like even then, it's like much more professional. Like nobody, everybody's so competitive that there's no just like, hey, I'm giving up and trading away nothing. Or I mean, the only incidences we've had are like Bronson dropping Francisco Lindor.
That was just Bronson being a dumbass,
right? But I mean, again, in those situations, like we have managers we trust. We don't even think we'll have to veto anything. And that's nice to have. That's a luxury I don't think a lot of fantasy commissioners have, Ryan. And we've worked hard to get that.
We have. And like I was saying earlier in the podcast, that's like the whole point of the FSAA community is just being sick and tired of shitty public leagues. You join a league that looks promising, and the next thing you know, your commissioner's a fucking cheating asshole, and like you're blowing up the message board with hate speech.
I hate when that happens.
It's awful. And thankfully, we don't have to worry about this at this point because of our fucking YouTube podcast channel. Like, we got great leagues. We can get great managers. Like, we have enough followers and fellow addicts and people on our website where that's no longer an issue.
We got the cream of the crop,
We got people who are way better than we are, which is shit I never thought would fucking happen.
Oh, I knew it was possible. I used to think I was like one of the best like first-person shooter video game players there was. Like I was so good at first-person shooters, and I still am pretty good, But like, these pro leagues, these pro gamers, like I'm like, how is that happening? I don't even. I'm like, well, I guess I suck at video games. I thought I was pretty good.
That's just life in general. You think you're good at something, and then somebody else shits all over your best,
and you're like, "Wow." Well, but if
I'm giving up and crawling into bed.
Well, no, but I think if you're truly a fan of the situation, whatever your craft is, and you see greatness, I think you admire greatness. If you appreciate the art.
I mean, I'll be happy to get my ass kicked, which I definitely did in baseball this year.
Right.
And just like, wow, these managers are fucking active, competitive, and victorious. They're addicts.
Yeah. Well, that's all we have. I mean, again, I don't mind losing, especially if I know like it's a good scenario and it's tough competition. And, that's, if I like, honestly, I'd rather have like a brutal loss than a cakewalk win any day. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I mean, let's be honest.
It just makes it more fun.
Yeah, so like, I mean, yeah, if you're commissioning and you've got to like, first of all, you shouldn't veto that. Second of all, if you even have to like veto trades in your league, start over. Just go back to public leagues. Go back to the minors.
All right, so we got Corey here. He's about to post He wants some feedback on his team.
All right. Is this Hazy?
This is Hazy.
Oh man, yeah. All
So
right.
we got to give Hazy some time and answer some questions.
Yeah, we haven't seen Hazy in a bit. We've seen him around lately, but it's good to have you back, Corey.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us live.
He's excited about our drafts coming up. He's in our official FSAA, definitely our auction league. I think our head-to-head as well.
Okay, I know he's in head-to-head. Hopefully he's in the auction. Is he in the Dynasty or?
I don't know. I can't keep track of everybody.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
So 10-man, 9-category, head-to-head standard, have the 10th pick.
Okay.
And he's copying his team is in order.
Okay.
So he's still doing the copy and paste. It's not quite here yet.
Okay. Do we need to should we just come back to it or?
Yeah, we'll come back to it.
All right. We're coming back to your question. Just keep flowing here, Corey.
I got a player discussion.
All right, let's have that.
I got to talk about this just because it's Giannis Antetokounmpo.
All right, let's get alphabet soup in here.
Right. You know I like him. This guy, he was thinking of taking Giannis with the 6th pick overall in a 16-team league. He's asking if he's crazy or if he's worth the risk. This is by Ryan Bronny on Reddit. I don't know if I want to answer this because we don't like Ryan Braun.
Who cares? Maybe he's just making a joke.
Yeah. Anyways, Giannis 6th pick. He says his first 5 would be Westbrook, Harden, Curry, Durant, and Towns.
Okay.
And then Antetokounmpo. Honestly,
I say yes.
I would move Curry and Durant out. Put Kawhi Leonard in.
Okay.
And probably take Giannis even at 5.
Right. So if he's got Giannis at 6, you should take him then.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't think that's crazy at all.
The main reason I was going to say that is because of the positional eligibility.
Point guard, shooting guard, small forward on Yahoo.
And he gives you stats, literally stats across the board. He does everything. Good field goal percentage, good free throw percentage.
And they traded away their
rebounds,
point guards.
Yeah.
So it's there's no doubt that he is their point guard.
But he's this guy's God damn. I mean, he'll probably fucking play center at some point for a minute.
Now, first pick, I still think I'm taking Westbrook over Harden, but it's a 1A, 1B. I wouldn't fault someone taking Harden.
Didn't you bait me into taking Harden the other day?
No, I didn't bait you. You took him on your own.
I thought you were telling me to take him. You were all like, "Whoa, Harden," and I was like, "Oh,
oh yeah,
yeah." You made me doubt. You made me doubt my Westbrook. Otherwise, I would have taken Westbrook. I've taken Westbrook number 1 all the time.
You always blame me for your draft choices.
Well, you're DUI, so I feel like I can blame it on you because I was asking your advice. If you're drunk while you're drafting, you can blame it on that, and I can blame my draft decisions on your bad decisions. I don't know. You're the one I'm asking for advice.
All right. So getting back to Corey's team.
All right, let's get back to Corey's team. All right, so did we answer the yes, take Giannis.
Yeah,
all across the board.
6.
Yes. And that especially in that deep of a league because you never know what you're going to get
later
down the line. And
you can build any team with Giannis.
Yeah, you can flex him in anywhere. So yeah, there you go. Yes, Giannis. Yes.
Okay. So he had Lillard, Giannis, Drummond, Jordan, Rondo, Fournier, Anderson, Lynn, Barnes, Hill, Drew Holiday, Tim Frazier, and Dario Saric.
Okay.
So right off the bat, that's a 3-and-D team.
Right. All right, one more time, slower. One more time.
Damian Lillard, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Andre Drummond, DeAndre Jordan, Rajon Rondo, Evan Fournier, Ryan Anderson, Jeremy Lin, Harrison Barnes, Buddy Hield, Drew Holiday, Tim Frazier, and Dario Saric.
Okay.
Now, he made some trades.
All right. He's already made trades.
Yeah. So he traded Anderson, Barnes, and Hill for Jokic and Turner.
Miles Turner?
Jokic and Miles Turner.
And what did he trade again?
Anderson, Barnes, and Hield. Wow. Right?
Wow. Okay, that's pretty good return. I mean, I I liked Ryan Anderson. I do like Ryan Anderson a lot, but I mean that did eat into his threes. But like again, short up his big men quite a bit. Like that's nuts.
And so, and he's also saying Nurkic and Capella are both on the waiver wire. Should he quadruple down and grab them both? Absolutely, he should. So he's got one open roster spot based on these trades because he did a 3-for-2. So that can add Nurkic.
Definitely get Nurkic.
And then I would drop
Nurkic for sure.
I would drop probably Dario Saric for Capella.
You think so?
Based on his team, absolutely.
But do we know, like, is Capella even going to start or play? Like,
he's starting, yes.
It sounds like he's in D'Antoni's doghouse, though.
Again, Saric is such an, what if, maybe, but again, I don't think he's going to help with this team. Like, I like this committing and quadrupling down.
All right, yeah, do it. Because, I mean, again, that's the thing. It's 10 teams, so, like, there's always a good chance that, like, people might not even know who the fuck that is, They'd be like, who's that?
Wait. He's saying who had a quad injury? He's saying he'd have to drop Saric. No, man. He did Saric or Capella have the quad injury. I don't know that one.
I didn't see that. Is there a new news? I haven't seen news about quad injuries.
Capella. Okay, then don't draft or add Capella, but add Nurkic for sure.
Yeah, just go. If you've got an open roster slot, just grab Nurkic. That should be the given. That was
that was no brainer.
Yeah, and then you can at that point, your front court's so heavy. Like you might want to, right? You probably start looking for what's the point guard situation again? Lillard, Lynn, and
no, he's pointing assist. Rondo. I mean, Rondo helps him out against certain teams, but.
All right, what about the swingmen? What are the swingmen again? Like the shooting guard, small forwards.
All right, let me get at his team. So point guards, he's got Holiday and Frazier, Lynn, and Rondo, and Giannis.
Oh, so he's got a lot of point guards.
Yeah, honestly,
the only thing I would try to do is maybe consolidate some of that.
Well, I think I would try to move Fournier.
Really?
Because, he doesn't have the threes after moving Anderson and Hield.
Yeah, but he could go get more. He's got Lillard. He's got Lillard, so he's still got the base for threes. Maybe he could go consolidate. He's got Drew Holiday.
Yeah.
All right, maybe offer Drew Holiday and. All right, what were his other point guards again? Not Lillard, but all right. So Drew Holiday,
Rondo, and Lynn, and Giannis.
All right, maybe Rondo and Holiday, and try to go get
You don't move Rondo with that team.
No, all right, fine. Leave Rondo. Shit. All right, yeah, I guess you leave Rondo. I'm trying to think. Maybe you could move Holiday and another piece. Maybe one of his front court pieces that he's not.
Honestly, I tried to move Lillard.
Really? See, I say keep Lillard. I was thinking keep Lillard and go get another point guard, shooting guard type guy.
I don't know. I tried to move Lillard and Fournier in a package 2-for-2 deal.
Just get. Well, but what are you gonna do? Who are you gonna bring in?
I don't know. Paul George, Kawhi Leonard.
But you got to get.
Again,
Lillard for Paul George straight up might work.
Yeah.
But I was thinking I was still thinking maybe a Kyrie somehow. If you throw a Kyrie on there and and with Giannis and if he could consolidate this down to Kawhi and Giannis.
Even Draymond Green.
You should. Yeah, but I wouldn't trade Lillard to get Draymond.
No, not straight up. But if you do a Lillard Fournier for a team that has Draymond Green and
something else,
maybe they got another piece that fits your team. There's shit to work with. I like that team a lot.
Yeah, I'd still because it's a 10-team league though. I'd definitely be trying to consolidate and just get Like, again, a Paul George, a Kawhi, a Kyrie.
I would punt 3-pointers and try to move Lillard and Fournier.
All right.
Which is like what I'm trying to do in my Dynasty League, where I'm trying to move IT2 and Fournier and punt free throw percentages.
Is that an advertisement for Justin, for J Money, to make a trade with you? Okay. All right. So, like, yeah, Hazy. I mean,
CP3.
Yeah. All right. So I like what Hazy's working with there. Again, it's pretty solid for 10 teams. I mean, even with being 10 teams, like, but yeah, I mean, if you can consolidate that and just like make pickups and stuff, I mean, that should be fairly easy. Again, given that it's 10 teams, so. I mean, you consolidate that roster down to exactly what you boil it down so it's like crack, basketball crack. Just snort that shit and play the free agent pool. Oh yeah, that's what I would do.
Yeah,
I haven't been in a smaller league in a while. I haven't done a 10 or an 8 team. I used to love those. I used to love those because you could just like boil your roster down and make trades.
You get ridiculous teams, but yeah, no, we've gone from like 10-man teams to like 14, 20, 30-man.
All right, that's the other thing. I don't have a standard 20-team league yet right now. Does anybody want to do a 20-team draft?
Oh, my goodness.
Like, today or tomorrow?
Now, draft!
Sound the draft horn. All right, let's get some more questions real quick. Hit me with some more questions. We got any more questions on YouTube? Anybody else out there in YouTube land? We don't have a lot of. We had like 8 people at one point. I think we're down to 2. But if you're listening to this after the fact, you can always send your questions to our website or post on the message board, fantasysportsaddicts.com.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like our website chat is where we usually answer all of our questions. Like, it's not even necessarily questions because it's just conversations. Like. We're asking just many as everybody else is.
Oh, we're all everybody. That's what our website is. It's just people constantly like in the chat running ideas past each other and like, what do you think of this? How do you feel about this guy? Where do you have him ranked? How would you rank him next year? Like it never stops. Like we got people that like just still come there to talk about baseball, and like they just hang out and talk baseball all day. Like we jump in when we can, and it kind of scares some people off because they're like, well, I was here for basketball. But no, people like just show up and talk about basketball while we're playing baseball. That's how it works.
Yeah, we're
discussion.
Addicts, sports fans.
I mean, it's like calling up your best buddy that you're in your other league with, and you're like, all right, what do you think about this trade? I mean, that's exactly what Ryan and I are. That's exactly what we do. That's what this whole website's for. So, like Q&A, I mean, that's why we don't even have like normal formal Q&A stuff, like, because it's just like we're just constantly answering and talking.
We just figured with the basketball draft coming up, like let's just kind of try to bounce on as many different topics as we can.
Yeah, but again, after the fact, you could always hit us up on Twitter too, at letter F, letter S, the word double letter A, FSAA, right? So
absolutely,
put them in the comments or leave them for us on on iTunes. And in the meantime, Ryan, let's get back to some questions. Give me some more questions. I just want to.
Okay, I thought you were wrapping it up.
No. I just wanted to remind everybody, like, if you have questions, since we're answering them now, like, let's provide some more opportunity. We're gonna be doing this like the next 4 days straight. Like, we're gonna have to like peel our eyelids open like sardine tins.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. It's gonna be so much fun.
So much drafting.
All right. One question. What's Reggie Jackson's trade value?
Dynasty or regular?
I think the question was regular, but I'm just kind of interested in it because I might possibly be looking to trade him in the Dynasty.
All right. All right. Give us the specifics on it. Like, why is it that Reggie Jackson has somehow lost value? Can you explain that?
Because of his injury.
Well, I know, but I'm trying to prompt you to like explain.
Yeah. I'm not good at all this stuff.
Okay, all right. Sorry, I was just trying. That's like podcast stuff.
What plantilla injections on his knee, getting surgery as well. So like 6 weeks out. Sometime in December coming back.
Now, is this a recurring injury? Is this?
It's not a great injury.
Obviously, it's not. It's a knee injury for a basketball player, but So he's got platelet-rich plasma injections, right? That's the
Correct. That's what I try to say.
okay. And he's also having a surgery, and his return timetable is about 6 to 8 weeks, right?
Yes.
So maybe 2 months. Now, is this considered to be like a long-term scare, or is this just once he's back, he's back? Is there word of that?
Well, he had it like 5 years ago, and it made a big difference. So he was getting the surgery, and he decided to get it, the injections as well. Just thought it might help.
Now, is this
So I ideally,
same knee or
I don't know off of hand.
okay? I'm guessing it's probably the same knee if he's talking about it helped before. Either way, if it's just one knee, that's still bad. If it's both knees, that's even worse. That's like why we put Eric Bledsoe on the yikes list.
Yeah,
Um,
and J Money's mentioning how he has no steals, but he also has high turnovers and bad field goal percentages.
well, but he's also still a young player. Remember, there's still there before these injuries and stuff. Like, remember, there was upside there. There was
Well,
supposed
the
to
one
be.
thing he does very well
We had
is
him as a very
get
exciting player last year.
DeAndre Jordan the ball.
Right. I mean, if his game's not necessarily based on leaping and jumping and dunking and
I mean, honestly, though, at this point, I never recommend trading an injured player.
yeah, because you're gonna have to sell below
You're
value.
trading at the absolute lowest value. Like maybe you drafted before he got injured, before the rankings changed, and you got stuck with him. You already took a loss. If you drafted him after the fact, you got him for value. And at the same time, you're not going to be able to get that higher value for him if you try to trade him now.
No, I mean like in a dynasty setting, you might be able to hold firm on his long term value. Like, no, he's still very up and
He's
coming
still
young.
young, on a good team.
Yeah,
Good rapport with Drummond. Like, yeah, I don't think his dynasty value, I mean,
he's only
loses
out 2 months.
much other than like the car needs a good wash. Like, okay, you
Right.
might negotiate a little bit.
I mean, outside of like, that's the thing. I mean, if you can get somebody to recognize his long term value or is willing to pay, like, okay, I can, like, if you see somebody that's got a really stacked team, and maybe they could use Reggie Jackson, and you could get like just their last piece. I don't know what it is, whatever.
But
you
again,
need.
he's still a hold, and you wait until he comes back, and then you try to trade him when he gets healthy.
Well, that's the thing. As soon as he's back, you trade him at that point, right? If you're worried
exactly,
about it,
like NBA, like
value.
they have the IL slot where you can plug him and add somebody else.
Well, I was gonna say that's assuming your league does have those injured list spots or the injured reserve spots.
They should, and one of the things that's nice about having a player like that is that gives you an extra little bit of flexibility to go into the year, and then when he does come back, that extra roster spot maybe figured itself out, and you can make another trade, or
Do a
you got
2 for
another
1.
player to drop, or another player that's injured to put in the IL slot.
Right. You swap them out, or you like do a 2 for 1. I don't know. There's all kinds of options, right? So,
Yeah.
all right. So yeah, hold Reggie, especially if it's a just redraft league, and don't sell him below value. He's still got there's still upside and potential, assuming
I'm just interested in trying to trade him just because I'm trying to make room for Nurkic, like I said. So I'm trying real hard to try to consolidate. J Money.
Well, how much do you want for? I don't think I have anything to offer for Reggie.
Okay. Well,
maybe Gortat.
You still had Schroeder talk.
Nah, Schroeder talks. Oh, is that you? Who else has Schroeder? Oh yeah, that's right.
Else.
That's right. That's right. All right, clone teams. I got the clone teams in our leagues, so I have to do that twice. I have a problem with people not responding in either league. I'm so sick of it. What happened to our leagues, Ryan? Why are they so goddamn quiet?
That's just don't like your offers.
No, it's not that. I have a queue. I haven't even made offers. I'm just like trying to reach out and be like, hey, I like this guy. Can we work on a trade?
Okay.
I mean,
I don't know what to say.
All right. Well, I also have another queue. If you'd like to provide me an A.
Okay, absolutely.
Let's say I want to ask you, is this appropriate? Say you're like trying to make a deal. Okay.
So this is a personal queue?
It's just a queue.
Okay.
All right. I'm not taking any cues. Okay. I'm asking the queue. All right. I'm not taking any cues right now.
Okay.
I'm asking you the cue. The cue I'm asking is, say it's not just, a friend of mine. Let's say a friend of mine was, trying to get a trade, but it's preseason. So they're sending offers. They're not necessarily even sending offers. They're sending emails and messages and trying to reach out. And then they're just starting to throw just names around. Like, I don't know if you'd have interest in something like this, and maybe something else, or a little of this, or why don't you tell me what you'd like? I'm willing to work, blah, blah, blah. Let's talk about this. Hit me up. Send me an email. Let's talk. And just either way, if you're not interested in trading, either way, send me an email. Is it appropriate? The cue is it appropriate for the corresponding manager that's been receiving these emails, without replying or responding, to go onto the message board and light that person who sent the offers up?
Yes.
No. Is it? Why is that appropriate?
I think you're taking it too personally, Tom.
Oh, this isn't about me. I also, this is not about me. I'm just saying, hypothetically, feeler offers, conversation starters, literally like, I don't know what to offer you. Why don't you tell me what you'd want? Hit me up. Either way. And then this person goes to the message board and starts talking shit as if that was like the final offer. And yet they haven't even responded to a single email that this person sent. Is that reasonable? See, for me, I feel like that's just violating the trade ethics, the trade principles we set up. I feel like if you do that, it's just it's not conducive to business further down the line. You're only limiting yourself. Why burn a bridge? Like, you could just say no, thank you, or you just send the email like, no, I'm not interested in this offer. Thank you for sending it. I think I'm good. Whatever snarky response you want to. But at the same time, like, you go to the message board and you light that person up. You say that offer sucks. Well, that's just no good for anybody. Why don't you tell me? Why don't you send me a counter offer, motherfucker?
Because he thought your offer sucks, and please rethink, as he had a couple better suitors currently.
How can I rethink if I don't know? I can't read his fucking mind. Okay, I'm not dealing with a 19-year-old girl like we're.
Obviously, you guys were just farther apart than you thought you were.
I didn't know where we were because he didn't reply to anything.
Yes, you always want to respond to fucking trade offers. That's just fucking proper etiquette. I'm not going to defend them. I'm not going to say what you did was wrong. But again, decaf, brother, so personal. LOL.
Who said that?
This supposed other manager that doesn't exist on the message boards.
He said decaf?
Brother, oh yeah. So
I'm not your buddy guy. It is personal. Send me a fucking counteroffer, dipshit. Send me something. Give me something to fucking work with.
There you go.
All right, give me some more draft questions because, like, I'm getting ready to do a 20-team draft here, I think.
Okay. If you're doing especially a 20-man draft, you're going to be drafting some rookies.
Right.
So what rookies do you think are fantasy relevant? I mean, this is a topic we've touched on before, but again, it's a bit of a hot topic that people want to know. And as preseason's gone on, we had a little bit of a better idea, et cetera, et cetera.
All right, well, let's go through the short list. I mean, there's not many that are going to be immediately relevant, but like Ingram.
See, Ingram's losing a lot of value based off of his preseason play.
He is, however, like he'll be like coming off the bench. He'll probably carve out a role second half.
I think he's definitely a second half player. And
so I mean, I'm not saying go for him immediately. I mean, he's just one of the more high profile. So
I still like him. I was just saying, like, a little bit of the shine is off him.
Yeah, the luster is gone, but. For me, the number one, and it's odd to think of him as a rookie, is still Embiid.
Yeah, hands down.
Like in a deep league, Sarek would probably think about. Obviously, Buddy Hield, you've got on your radar.
Yeah.
I mean, what about you?
Well, there's also been talk of Ricky Rubio to the Kings for Rudy Gay, which opens playing time for Chris Dunn,
Dunn
which
would
is the
be,
biggest thing on him is playing time. And like the Rubio trade talks have ever been persistent. So, I mean, again, maybe they trade him sooner, but I still think if they trade him, it'll probably be a trade deadline thing, and Dunn's more of a second half player.
right.
Now, again, one player, like, again, we talked about Ingram kind of dropping a bit. This is a dynasty draft that I was in, and, like, I ended up with third pick that I traded for that I didn't even know. I got Ingram third because the number 2 rookie picked was actually Marquise Chris.
Woo!
Woo! Tom's boy.
Yep.
I mean,
Now,
again,
did you do cartwheels or like when you got Ingram?
I did. I was really happy by that, especially because I didn't even know I had the pick. And, like, I woke up and, like, hey, I'm on the clock. I got third pick. Ingram's still there. Like, woo!
Ding, ding, ding. Woo!
I mean, I was just fucking walking on sunshine right there.
Whoa. Yeah. Nice.
And it felt pretty damn good.
Whoa! I'm walking on sunshine. Remember the tally?
Of course.
He's huffing air duster. Go out, honking on sunshine. All right, so yeah, so those are the rookies. All right, right? Like, I mean, I don't know, like Dunn probably, Hield, Ingram, Embiid, Sarek. I mean, there's not. I mean, maybe keep an eye on Sabonis. I don't know how much playing time he's really going to get. There's talk of him starting.
Good.
I mean, I don't know. I think the deeper, like, second and third year players are probably more exciting this year, to be honest. But
I mean, that's usually the way it goes.
yeah, but you know, we'll see. I mean, it's an interesting rookie class because there's no, like, I mean, in a dynasty situation, pretty much all these guys, except for maybe Hield or, I mean, again, Dunn's based on playing time, and I mean, there's just not any like, woo, I won the draft, or like, yay, my first pick. You know, we thought it was Simmons, but if Simmons is out all year, I mean, I still don't know if people are taking Simmons #1 in Dynasty or not. Like, I don't know what people are going to do in our leagues. I'm curious to see that.
I still think Simmons is still the hands down #1 choice.
I'm curious. Yeah, well, I guess Bronson has first pick in my league.
Yeah, we know he's taking him.
All right, so okay, so Simmons is still going. I wonder what J Money does. Is J Money going for Ingram, or, and like in your league, it's Chuck Wagon who fucking tanked, and I forget who else. And then of course third pick's dumb fuck who doesn't know what the fuck he's doing ever. Bruce.
Right.
Sorry, Bruce, you suck. Yeah, I don't know. I traded away my pick. I should have like fourth pick in both drafts, I guess. But I wish I still had it because I'd be hoping for Chris Dunn there probably.
Or Marquise Chris. I still say Chris Dunn should be the #3. In a dynasty rookie draft, I still think it's Simmons, Ingram, and Dunn.
Okay. And then Chris maybe 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So Marquise Chris, I guess. Yeah. All right. What else? More questions. Let's keep rolling through a few.
More questions? Okay. Who has the most value relative to their ADP on Yahoo? Schroeder, Russell, or Lynn? 73, 81, or 97 20 hours ago. Maybe they updated again.
All right. Schroeder, D'Angelo. All right. So Dennis Schroeder.
At 73.
Okay.
Russell at 81.
D'Angelo Russell. And then
Lynn at 97.
Jeremy Lin.
Now I'm gonna say I like all 3 of these point guards at this point in the draft.
Right.
And I have all 3 of them on different teams.
All right. Who's gonna be the biggest performer?
I gotta say easily D'Angelo Russell.
All right, same here for me. Like,
I mean, again,
Schroeder could move up into the top 50, but D'Angelo Russell could emerge as like a very legitimate like top 25 player. That's high expectations.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you don't draft him expecting that. But I think, let's just say out of the three of them that have the best chance of cracking the top 50, it's Russell.
Yeah.
Like, yes, efficiency, turnover is going to be a problem. But at the same time, like, I'm happy with either one of those three at those specific places.
Right. If you're like me or Bronson and you like the whole draft young, pie in the sky, biggest upside, I mean, like Schroeder's probably going to at least do what he's ranked at. Lynn should outperform that. I don't know how much. But yeah, like when you're talking about biggest upside of those three, clearly it's D'Angelo
Russell, yeah.
Yeah, deloading. So yeah, all right, pretty simple. Next,
we're keeping it going.
Yeah, just keep firing them at me. Let's do like I don't know how many more. I don't know how long we've been going.
All right, I'm trying to find some.
Do we have any questions out there in listener land?
Let me check our YouTube channel. No, nothing's going on our YouTube channel at the moment.
Boo! We're doing Q&A. Come on, you're supposed to ask us questions.
This was a spur of the moment, early morning Thursday draft.
All right, well, draft.
Thursday podcast. I got draft on my mind.
I do too. Should we do a draft after this?
I gotta go to bed.
You should call out. You should call out at work. Just be like, I'm sick. She's sick. Maybe your eyes are bleeding.
Trust me, I've thought about it. All right, player discussion.
5-day draft window. All right, player discussion.
Steven Adams.
Steven Adams. What's the discussion? Just Steven Adams?
I don't know. Yeah. How do you feel about Steven Adams?
Was that too exciting?
Picking up, he should have been drafted.
Wait, he's not even drafted?
Well, in this question, they're asking if he's worth picking up, but
what?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're goddamn right he is.
I like Adams a lot.
Oh, we all love Adams a lot. Let's be honest. The addicts love Adams. I mean, I'm loving him more and more. Apparently, I shouldn't have drafted him with my Billy Hoyle team, though.
Oh, because he's not actually white?
He's white. Look at him. He's fucking white. He looks swarthy. But, like, I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm not saying – I don't know. For those purposes of that draft, white was a very, very, like, flexible, loose term. I mean, I almost drafted Jeremy Lin. You know?
Right.
I mean, but then again, you know, he's still separate. But again, I don't know how much it counts. You know what I mean? Like, we decided, you know, you can't draft Blake. You can't draft, you know, but, like, I don't know. He looks white to me. Mostly white. I mean, again, it's not I don't need a lily white team. It's not like I'm not drafting a bunch of Elmer Fuds.
True.
You know? I mean, dude looks like goddamn pirate. He looks like fucking Johnny Depp and what do you call it? Pirates of the Caribbean. All right, I love that. I love that from a center. That's a very distinct look. I mean, the guy looks like a fucking pirate. He's a monster.
He does.
And he could have like a really good season. I like. Especially, like, considering the other centers in that range, I think he's got pretty much the highest upside of a lot of those guys. And just even then, I'm kind of a fan. You know what I mean? And so, like...
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, I think the stat I like most about him was last year. I think he was, like, #1 for flagrants against.
Yeah.
And, like, I think it was 2 years ago where Zebo punched him in the jaw, and he took it without even flinching. Like, I think up to that point, I'm like, yeah. I mean, New Zealand fucking rugby player, tough as nails, gets in under everybody's skin.
I love Adams.
Which is why I'm considering trading Fournier for him.
Well, J-Money. J-Money, I'll buy Adams off you. I'll find some double Adams. I could use some more centers, Ryan.
You got enough goddamn centers.
Oh, I just got to – it's like pitching for the baseball leagues. I just got to match you and keep ahead of you. All front court team. All right. More questions.
Are we sleeping on Serge Ibaka?
No. Well, we're not sleeping on him. I mean, we're like, are we passing on him, or are we like ignoring him?
Well, again, I think his Yahoo rankings or his ADP is still about where you go. Like, I know I got him pretty late in that 20-team dynasty draft I did. So like, yeah, there is some sleep on him. But the thing you got to remember, if there's any like forward center in Orlando I'm avoiding, it's Vucevic.
See, I don't know if I am or not. I mean, I like Vucevic a lot.
I know you do, and you've been a fan of him, but you also got to remember, who's their new head coach?
That guy. That's a real dick to Vucevic.
Tom Thibodeau.
Yeah,
remember
he's a real dick
Indiana?
Yeah.
Defensive oriented. They paid a bunch of money to bring in Bismack Biyombo. They're going to be starting Biyombo and Ibaka at the 4 and the 5, with Gordon at the 3.
See, I thought they were still starting Vucevic.
No, it's going to be. I'm pretty goddamn sure.
See, I thought the word was that Vucevic was starting.
Yeah, and then Biyombo had an 18 rebound, 5 block, 20-minute game.
That was like early.
No, that was like 2 games ago.
Well, that was like a couple weeks ago at this point.
No, it was like fucking
like last week.
3-4 days ago.
Nah, that's practically last week.
I'm just saying.
All right, I don't know.
I'm not sleeping on Ibaka.
I don't know if I like the Orlando situation generally. I like in a vacuum, I like both the players. I like Vucevic for different reasons, and I like Ibaka. But I just don't know how that's going to – I mean, well, that's one of those, like, you draft either of them and you hope that they play out at their values. But don't be surprised if they don't.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's not going to happen. I'm just saying I'm staying away from Vucevic.
See, I'm kind of generally avoiding all of them. I have a little bit of each of them, I think. But
so you're sleeping on Ibaka then?
Not sleeping per se, but I'm sleeping on Orlando. How about that? Like, if I have to draft one of them, like I had to draft Ibaka for the all-world team. Remember?
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, again, that's a whole different.
So when I am, and if I have to draft these players, I'm hoping they perform at their values. But I'm not, for my own purposes. If I'm doing my own strategy, I'm not drafting them. You know what I mean? If I'm doing my normal, well-rounded, or my own style, my teams. My usual suspects. You know what I'm drafting.
Right.
So, like, are they my usual suspects? No. Not one of those 3 are.
I mean, I guess out of those 3, actually, like, Biyombo is probably the one I have the most.
Well, but that's because he's specific to your punting strategy.
And he's a lot later value.
All right. Well, okay. Yeah, you're buying him based on the upside. More questions.
All right, more questions. Trying to find a good one here. Give me one sec.
A good one. Line up a few if you can.
I'm trying.
All right, let's burn through like 3 more and we'll shut her down.
Okay.
Now, if you guys have any questions,
All right, let me check
on YouTube. Hit some questions if you got any. I don't know. You can just ask us, like, what our sign is or something.
Kevin O came back, said we're still going strong. You know it.
Hey, what's up, James?
Now, see, J Money's saying he likes Ibaka. The bigs go early and not many good ones late.
I'm inclined to disagree. At least my strategy, like, Ibaka actually sort of fits my strategy. But, like, in my strategy, like, I don't mind the later bigs. Like, I'll take a Robin Lopez. I'll take, like, a Steve. You know what I mean?
They still go quick.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
All right. Devin Booker. What do you guys think of him this year? Is he going to be a 3-point threat greater than he was last year?
Yeah, somewhat. Maybe not.
I mean, again, no-brainer.
Yes.
No-brainer.
Everything's going to be
listen to any of this. Like,
we're big Booker fans. Okay, all right, here's this. I wanted to throw this out there. I didn't mention it in the Billy Hoyle draft. there is a huge Suns fan. This kid won. And like all these, all right, the assholes I was mentioning in that draft, the fucking experts of the draft, they were ganging up on this guy. He did fuck up his auction draft. I'll be honest with that. But what like his third pick, I think he dropped like $45 on Devin Booker.
Oh my good lord.
Well, but see, I think I've seen you do that in like a mock draft or something.
I wouldn't say anywhere near that.
I swear I've seen him go that high. We've seen him go really high. But this guy, and so the rest of his team was like all dollar players. And so he drafted a bunch of like low-level Suns players. Like I think he got Len and Chandler. So his whole team's like crappy Suns players. But like, yeah, I mean, Booker, that's the thing. He was like, steal the draft. And I was like, oh, brother. And it was funny because, well, no, that's what I was saying. I was like, you'd be lucky if he matches that price. Like, I'm sure he will. That was like me. Remember the one dynasty draft that we ended up folding that Reese was in, where I paid so much for Chris Bryant, and you're like, oh my God, you're buying him at first round value. You're like, yeah, he turned into a first round player, but like, I paid for him as a rookie, as a prospect, essentially, at his ceiling.
Right.
And so that was kind of like what this kid just did. It was a redraft league. I mean, that's what I was telling him. I was like, you know, I mean, there's a legit chance that Devin Booker puts up more than $45 value. But like, you're not getting much out of it if you have to pay that much to get, you know, the idea is that you pay like 20, 25, you know, because you're going to have to pay for Devin Booker in an auction draft or anyway. Like, you'll have to reach. You've taken him in what, like fifth rounds?
Yeah, I think the highest maybe I took him was like in a redraft is like 61 maybe.
Okay. But so you've taken him fifth, sixth round, and he's moving up in the rankings. Obviously, the hype is out now. Like Yahoo just updated their rankings. I know ESPN's been updating too. So like, I mean, the hype's out on a lot of these players. So like, expect that you're gonna have to pay for them, you know, or reach for them. They're not just gonna be sitting around waiting for you.
Okay. Here's one.
He will outperform massively.
Best injured player to stash.
All right, what do you think?
I mean, Drew Holiday is probably like the number one choice.
That'd be what I'd say. But
yeah,
I would just because. Although the thing is, I mean, honestly, his wife has what, a brain tumor?
Brain tumor. She just gave birth to her daughter or kid.
I don't know how you don't, like, even if he's back in a month, I mean, I don't know. I just, as a new father and, like, you know, you got a sick wife, I mean, really, like, does the season I mean, maybe, but that's the, like, if the team's, like, going to play for a championship, I mean, New Orleans is really good, but, like, I don't know. I mean, but even then, like, if you come in mid-season, do you throw off the chemistry of the team at that point if they are really competitive? I mean, it just seems like there is a bust chance. Not a bust chance, but just like take the time off to be with your family because that's what you have to do.
I'm still not taking them. I mean, honestly, for me, Reggie Jackson or Gordon Hayward, but at the same time, I think I'm just avoiding all injured players. Simmons, Hayward, Jackson, Holiday, Middleton.
All right. Gordon Hayward would be like Gordon Hayward and probably Reggie are the safe ones. Gordon Hayward being the safest because all he has is a broken finger, and Reggie's got the knees. I would like safest stash probably Gordon Hayward if you're like, but you're still probably going to have to pay for him almost at face value. I did in the auction draft, and that was like just prior to the injury or like right out, just you know like it was new news kind of thing. And like basically like the highest upside though would be Simmons. It just sounds like they're going to hold him out the whole year. Like Philadelphia's still in the tank.
Yeah, I mean trust the process and
we're just going to tank.
Like
that's what Bronson's team name needs to be is the process.
Yeah.
That's Bronson's new team name, the process. I'll force change it for him. Bronson is the process. That's his new nickname, the process.
Big Daddy Process.
Big Daddy Process. I love it. I love it because he is the epitome of the process. Like I'm building, I'm rebuilding. All right, but yeah, I mean Simmons, if he comes back somehow, he's like, woo, that's huge upside. But apparently that's not going to happen. So,
Right.
I mean, Hayward, safe choice. All right, one more question, I guess.
One more, last question.
Last question, unless YouTube has one. Anybody out there? Last chance, last call.
Woo!
All right, now if you're listening to this somehow after the fact, feel free to like tweet us questions or leave a comment in the YouTube chat or the comments, and ask us questions there.
Please and thank you.
Yeah, appreciate it. All right, last question. Give me a good one, Ryan. Give me a good one, big one.
All right,
I want one. I want one that's going to end with some fire and some fireworks. Like
All right, let's see if this is a good one or not.
Something we can disagree on. I want to do some Skip Bayless, Stephen A. Smith shit here.
Nah, I'm going to skip that one. It was a dynasty question, but it wasn't anything all that exciting.
All right.
Sorry. Again, I'm going through all these trying to find, but there's a lot of shit to sift through.
All right. Well, Ryan's sifting through the shit. See, I'm like, dude, I got like is it the thing jammed into my brain? Is it like jarring my brain, or is it I don't know, man. I can't talk. I've got Bronson's disease in the mouth now.
All right, here's one. It's a little bit
Oh, is it good? I was gonna do a little plug, but
no, do plug. This one's too long-winded.
Okay, so Ryan is sifting through the shit, and I'm wondering why I'm losing my mind. I just want to remind everybody, we are Fantasy Sports Addicts Anonymous. Thank you for listening. If you enjoy what we do and you think we're crazy motherfuckers and you want to support us, because, again, we're not getting paid to do this, you can buy a T-shirt, and they're very comfy, and they're very nice. They got the Serenity Prayer on the back. They got the sexy logo that we stole from Alcoholics Anonymous. And, yeah, I mean, if you want to get one of those T-shirts, you go to Amazon.com, and you look for Fantasy Sports Addicts Anonymous. We got a couple other designs up there, I think, still, Ryan, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And, show your support. Take a picture, send it to us. We'll post it on the website, be like, whoop, 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 whoop. And we'll give you a shout out in the podcast and all our videos and stuff. So we appreciate that support. Just a little plug for the T-shirts. Ryan, you find a question yet?
All right. I kind of like this one.
All right, let's do it.
Kind of talked about it a little bit, at least if you take a lot of the shit we've said, but how will Jokic be influenced by Nurkic's stellar preseason? Will he see a reduction in minutes, or can they coexist and both produce fantasy value?
All right.
I like this question. This is a good one.
All right. What do you think?
Well, they're supposed to be starting at center and power forward.
Right.
And honestly, if you want my think, you just look at their two ADPs where Jokic was at top 25 and Nurkic up until yesterday, you can get him well below 100, but now he's top 85 if you're drafting this weekend.
Right. So that's going to affect our drafts.
But at the same time, I like Nurkic more than Jokic for that very reason.
The value, the draft value.
Absolutely.
So the better return on investment will be
Nurkic.
Okay, I agree.
Now, again, I don't know. They might work well and both put up great numbers, and maybe Jokic will perform at top 25 just with his percentages and blocks, but I'm not taking that risk.
Not at that draft price, but so you think, is there a chance Jokic is just a total bust?
Again,
and it's
like
really
I said,
been Nurkic all along. I mean, we had Nurkic as one of our sleepers last year,
and this year.
Well, and he was also he was a second half player more than anything last year. But
yeah, I mean, he helped me out. I liked him. I'm trying to fucking consolidate my roster to be able to keep him in my dynasty league.
So would you say that just because of the value, or just generally, you like Nurkic better than Jokic?
No, I still think Jokic has the higher upside and will perform the better number. Maybe that's just the safe bet.
Okay.
But I'm not taking him at his value.
All right. Do you believe they can coexist
Yes.
with similar situations? Okay. All right.
All
Well,
right, fair enough.
That wasn't very fiery. We were supposed to have something we disagreed on.
Well, we can't always disagree on everything, but again, I still think Jokic and Nurkic is still a pretty hot topic.
Makes me itch.
One last question.
Did you get my itch pun?
Our good buddy Cubby Knoll, check out his podcast, YouTube channel.
Oh, he's ready for the Cubs
Seminole podcast.
Man,
he
2-2. 2-2. Woohoo! He's excited. He's excited. All right, Cubs have some momentum here.
He wants to know when the dildo gets pulled out of your head.
Tomorrow. And that's actually, it's not like, I mean, the pressure's a relief, but when they pull it out, it could blow open and I could be like a Japanese horror film again. And so they're just gonna have to put one back in. Like, what'll happen is the dude will pull it out, the big dildo in my fucking sinus that you can hear. You can hear me? That's the big dildo in my sinus, and what they're gonna do is pull it out, and even if it's not bleeding, the guy's gonna go in there and he's gonna cauterize it. That means he burns it. He's gonna burn the inside of my nose. And sometimes, even though it's supposed to kill the blood vessels, what'll happen is it'll irritate them. And since I bleed, like I said, a Japanese horror film or one of those old 70s Italian giallo films, just blood everywhere. I'll ruin his office, ruin my clothes, ruin everything. They might even have to put me in an ambulance, send me back across the street to the hospital, and do the same thing all over again. And
ugly.
That's like if things go wrong. I always expect that things are going to go wrong, which is probably why I always freak out when I go in there.
That's why things always do go wrong. Manifest destiny, Tom.
They don't necessarily always go wrong.
Manifest destiny.
They don't always go wrong, and it's never actually happened where I've had to go to the hospital. But what the cauterizing sometimes gets, like when the doctor who is like the best ear, nose, and throat doctor in the state, year after year, like is panicking because you're bleeding so much and he can't get it to stop, and he's burning and burning and burning the shit out of your fucking flesh, and you're like everything should be dying and dead. And when he's freaking out, like it's hard not to freak out yourself, because this is more than anything he's ever seen in his professional career. And that's what I am. I'm a medical oddity. So
you are.
The good news is that on the bright side, it'll be out of my sinus, and hopefully, then I'll have to put away the pain pills at that point. But hey, if anybody wants some fucking drugs, I can sell them to them. Nah, I'm going to keep those for myself. Probably need them,
Well, like Cubby Knoll says, yeah, you're still drafting all weekend, Tom the Trooper Tom.
Oh, dude, yeah. Even if I have a new balloon or they sear the shit out of my nose, I'll just take some fucking painkillers, drink a couple beers, and draft away.
Woo!
Yep. We hope you'll join us. We hope you'll join us this weekend, Cubby Knoll, even though you're not in our basketball leagues and you don't really play basketball.
We'll be switching back and forth between
because there's going to be baseball.
Football and baseball.
Yeah. I mean, we'll even throw on some college on Saturday.
We'll do a hangout. Feel free to join.
We'd love to have you hanging out, drinking some of your captain. And that is our buddy Cubby Knoll. Check out his YouTube channel, Cubby Knoll. He's also on Twitter at Cubby Knoll. CUBBYNOLE.
There you go.
All right. So, drafts this weekend. Dynasty Sunday, or Dynasty Saturday, rather. See, I'm fucking up, man. It's Dynasty Saturday and Redraft Sunday. And hopefully experts sometime. We got to do the call out. And
I hope that league happens. I'd be fucking sick.
Yeah, it would. All right. But we'll see you guys this weekend. Thanks for hanging out. Thank you for joining us, Cubby Knoll, the baseball fan, the baseball man. Yeah.
Woo!
All right. Fantasy gods.
Please
grant me the serenity not to bleed to death in the doctor's office tomorrow.
Please and thank you.
And the courage to draft aggressively throughout the weekend. And the wisdom,
as always,
for our leagues to wake the fuck up and make some preseason trades before the goddamn keeper deadline.
I'm looking at you, J Money.
I'm looking at everybody. I'm in.
All right, motherfucking man.
All right. So if you want to get in any kind of last-minute shenanigans for your basketball leagues or whatever, go to our website, fantasysportsaddicts.com. If you have any questions following up on this podcast or this video, hit us up on Twitter at letter F, letter S, the word double, letter A, at FSAA.
All right.
And we'll see you guys this weekend because it is draft like nuts weekend. Draft like, woo! Going crazy.
Woo!
Yow!